All right, without even checking my hair. Good morning, YouTube. Look, wow. I wouldn't have been ready for it even a year ago. But thank you, Sheena, for turning me on to the yoga thing. It was over a year ago that you got me on that. And I got to back up so I can... Look, listen, everybody. We're so out of touch with ourselves. It's absolutely 100% insane. I'm average. You know, I'm an American. I'm a regular American. Completely out of touch with our bodies, which is why in the last month, look how haggard I look, but it's all right. I'm on my way up, man. Nobody worry about how haggard I look because I'm coming back up. Because I was looking at myself like 8-9 months ago, my videos, and I'm like, damn, I look great. I was right before I stopped doing the enemas because I got the mega colon. Remember the mega colon? We got to keep that moving or you get like this. Anyway, look, listen, I'm back on. It's all right. Everything's going to work out. I was so out of touch with my body that when I began to do yoga and all I could think of was the physical. Man, I gotta get into this shape. I gotta get into this pose. I gotta just the ego of I know that I've got good genetics in certain ways that my body is more flexible than most people my age. I mean, I got the hip kind of, but I'm just saying, in general, I felt that I was in a good starting place, is what I'm saying. And I am, and I was, but I wasn't ready up here at all. I couldn't get my head out of the physical thing. I couldn't get out of the clinical, the medical, even though you all know I don't do Western medicine or any of that, but my head was still there in the sense that I couldn't see or feel the connection between my intuition and like I had cut my intuition off as a child because they said, you're stupid, you don't know anything. So it really cuts you off from your own wellness. I mean, we have to be able to believe. We got to be able to believe. We've lived in our bodies exclusively, just us, hopefully, our entire lives. We know more about this body and how it responds to different things than any doctor or anybody around. But I had somehow lost that sensation, I feel. I don't know. Out of fear, maybe. Probably because I went plant-based so long and it almost killed me that I definitely no longer trusted myself or my intuition about it because I thought I was doing the right thing and then I was nearly dead. So I'm like, well, that was wrong. So then you start going to the gurus, man, some kind of herbalist. They've been very helpful. But this is the next stage. And Lee Sconce, not your fucking guru, did a little tuning fork session on me the other week and said, well, I communed with your higher self and you said, you're pretty much over. You know, taking herbs, like looking outside of myself, taking herbs and all these things for my ailments that not that I never need them or it's not a good idea. Hey man, sometimes we need some sacred mushrooms or sometimes we need a little extra magnesium or something. Like, we're not talking about that. I mean, she's talking about the way I used to live off of them. I mean, handfuls of these frickin' things. I've done beat my liver up with pills just as bad as alcohol or carbs or processed food because I took too many herbs and different supplements because I'm trying to help myself. And they did help in a lot of ways, but if your liver can't process it all, you're just burdening your liver, which is what I was doing. But I'm like, in denial, because I would always see improvements when I would take things, you know? So I'm just like, anyway, I got stuck in this. Like, anyway, my point is, I began to get glimpses of what it's like to be in touch with your body as I would be doing yoga and Creator Mom would send me like a yoga video in the morning. I only did it for like 3 months with her, and then I fell off because I went to the darn gym and they wrecked me, and then I got on pole, and then I was like, I can't do yoga. But you know why can't it? Because it requires shutting the book up and being quiet while you've got the looping. Or you might, you know, if you've been through shit in life, and we all have, it's this, whatever the anxieties are, whatever, then what do we got to do next? I mean, I got to make dinner, and I got to I need to go to the store, it requires that to stop. That was the hardest thing to overcome for me in this whole thing. And it took me at least about 6 weeks before I actually started listening to these precious young women in these yoga videos saying, breathe into the right side of your lung. Breathe deep into this side. Feel did you straighten your leg? Did little cues like, is the small of your back against the floor? Make sure these little things. And then I'm like, wow, somebody's talking about my pinky toe. And it's important. I mean, these women would bring me to tears at times, you know, just because it's like, you mean I can care about this thing that, you know, anyway, yes, we can. This morning, I mean, I have decided since I had my nervous breakdown, which was due to liver and kidney and gallbladder and intestinal near shutdown, that Qigong had been calling me for a long time, but I clearly was not ready to heed the call until now. So I did it. I did the little routine. Yeah, I did this one little exercise yesterday. I just said yesterday. You do that however many times, but you don't just do that. You got to be thinking about drawing energy in. You got to be feeling your hands. You got to be feeling your feet. You want to feel yourself grounded. You got to think about it. Once you get that thinking thing down with it and feeling the different parts of your body. So I did that yesterday, and I'm like, this is kind of interesting. So then I went out on the porch this morning just a little bit ago. I did a 10 minutes by myself, a little beginner one, and it was in a playlist. So another one started to play. So I stopped it, and I looked at the comments. Everybody's like, yay, this is incredible. My favorite one. It's like 7 years old or something. And I'm like, let me just do it. It's like 10 minutes, you know. I'm all right. Let me just do it. So I put it on the kitchen counter, and I went ahead and did it. I mean, Lenny's sitting across the room, and he's shopping for something. He's got to get something. He's being quiet. There's no noise or anything. You play this video, the little music, and the guy's going through his routine. We got right at the end. And he's talking about feeling the energy come down from the sky and up through the floor, ground into your feet. And this thing happened to me where I got punched in the chest with an invisible force that knocked me back like that. And I had to laugh because I knew I'd achieved it. I got there. It told me several things in that moment. It said, you're there, Karen, you got it. You don't need a shaman. Because I used to see this sham man. He was a sham. He was a sham shaman, but he knew how to manipulate energy. And he could do that where you could feel things, and he could make you laugh. Even not that he made you laugh, but you'd start laughing because he'd be moving energy around your body. You'd have your eyes closed, you wouldn't feel nothing, and then you'd just start spontaneously laughing. So my point being, when I got to that thing hit me, and the video wasn't done yet. It was like 1 more minute. So I realized that I had for a long, long time, when I do any kind of yoga or anything, they're like, are your big toes and your toes down into the floor? They never are, because I'm always falling backwards. And when that energy hit me and I fell back, it was my own chi, man. I pulled it and it said, bam, Karen, this is your problem. You are unsteady you don't trust yourself and your feet. Lean into your life. That's what it said to me. It said, stop leaning back. Lean in. Lean forward into your life. So like the next minute, and he said, and you drawing that chi in, and boom. I went and sat next to Lenny, and I'm just taking this all in my mind, and then I spontaneously start laughing. I could not stop it. And he's like, what is wrong? Are you okay? I said, I don't need a shaman. I am a shaman. And then I told him what happened. So, look at my dog. Look at my dog. Look at my darn dog. So, yeah, I gathered up energy, my energy. I moved it with my own will, with my own movements, with my own spirit. And you can too. The way that I would approach it, though, is no expectations about anything other than you will feel it. You just don't know when. And I wouldn't have any kind of expectation. It could be pretty darn quick. It could be the first time you do it. I mean, try it. Go to beginner Tai Chi. And really listen to what they're saying. Do 5 minutes. 5. And you'd be like, It won't be the worst thing you ever did, I promise. Peace, YouTube.